numerological, astrological, astronomical report with your girl Sunshine Monet L. I'm very happy to be here. I haven't seen you guys in like over a week. Did you miss me? Are you guys enjoying the spring equinox and all that fun stuff? Y'all already know I'm gonna do the recap because I haven't seen you guys, and sometimes hindsight is fun and better than foresight. So let's talk about it. So I haven't seen you guys since the 14th. So let's start with the 15th, right? We got 3:15:9. 1 and 5 is knowledge and your power. We take the knowledge and your power and we put it together and we're going to applicate that to our tipper, our confidence and courageousness, focused on our health, wellness, daily routine. You know, this is the month of expression, creation, and emotions on the 3. This is the month of understanding, challenges that come into our space to give us the strength that we need for the survival of self. And we love it here. So that 6 and that 3 went together, and we gave birth to what we did on a daily basis, on that routine and that sense of expression and understanding of that, onto the 9. So we had 2 9s, which ultimately brought us to a third 9. So the 15th was a day of 9, y'all. And on the 15th, in the astrological astronomical report, we started the day off at a 99% Wan and gibbous moon, and that moon of building tangible things. That was our Libra Virgo moon day. That was the day of the full moon. So it was cool to have a day of 9. That was an awesome day for manifesting, for those of you guys who use those numbers in that celestial alignment accordingly. The moon and Parima were also in minimal angle in conjunction that day. Parima is the star of prophecy in the Virgo constellation. So that's pretty cool. That's fun. The South Node went direct, which up until the 18th. The sun also entered Pisces constellation. So we officially had the sun in alignment on the tropical, Vedic, and draconic scale, which is mind, body, and soul in that Pisces dreamy subconscious energy, dealing with hidden dreams, agendas, and stuff like that. So, you know, that was a nice day for manifesting. You're manifesting and accordingly to your spirit, your spiritual self. Thank you, Goddess, for the gifts. I appreciate you. And then the moon was flowing through the opposition of Mercury and Venus, which was on the other side of Virgo Libra energy, inside of that what is that, Pisces Aries vibes. So, you know, you had Mercury and Venus also pre-gaming us for, you know, that retrograde of Mercury. So on the 16th, we had that 1 and 6. So now we have the knowledge of the 6 that we got introduced to the day before, right? The health, wellness, daily routine, our tipper of energy, our confidence and courageousness. So we take that 7 that we now have, that balance of harmony and justice, and we're going to put that into the month of 3, the month of understanding, creation, and expression. Hey, Hangman, how you doing? And that brought us to knowledge in our cipher, which ultimately was a day of knowledge. We put that knowledge into the 9s. We know this is the year of 9, of reaping what you sow. So when we did that, it brought us back to knowledge in our cipher. Ultimately, the 16th was a day of 1. That cardinal energy. So after utilizing that full moon energy on the 15th of the 9, we had the very next day on the day of 1. You know, now it's time to take action on the things that you manifested, right? Again, think about hindsight. If you guys journaled or wrote down any things guys were trying to manifest under that full moon and stuff like that, you know, think about it. Remember those commercials? Yeah, I do. I remember. We had the 97 Wan and gibbous moon on that day. So now we started, you know, we were in that space of cleansing our moon, cleansing from tangible things, still in that Libra Virgo energy. So finding balance and harmony on our sense of self-management, our moon integral code. Hey, D'Angelo, how you doing? Now, at this point, the moon and Spica were in alignment. Spica is the star of manifesting and harvesting. In that space, Mercury's retrograde officially began because it spent the weekend in what do you call it, stationary, right? And then the moon was in opposition of Chiron and Fortune, which was sitting over there in Aries, as the moon was in Libra, providing that balance, harmony, justice, and truth to your intuitive space of Chiron, which is your wounds that you're supposed to be transmuting into strengths. And if you transmute those wounds into strengths, it's going to bring you to fortune, new beginnings in those spaces too, as Chiron and Fortune sitting over there at Aries. So that was a great, you know, alignment on the day of 1. Take action with the Spica harvesting and da-da-da-da. You saw me at Walmart. I probably didn't see you. I probably didn't. I was in Walmart a couple times over the weekend, unfortunately, because I low-key hated there. 3, 17, 9. So now we have the knowledge on the 7 as the day before. We were in a day of 7. So now the day after, now we're having the knowledge on that balance, harmony, law, justice, truth, and righteousness, that Netzach, the celestial designers, which brings us to 8 transformations. Because once you take action on those balances and the law, justice, and truth, and you get that knowledge, of course, it's going to create transformations in your space because you're held accountable for what you know, right? So we're going to take that 8 of building and destroying. We're going to put that into the 3, the month of understanding and expression, right? We're going to express that 8, and it's going to bring us to 11, a sense of mastery. So now we're at this mastery number, and we're going to give birth to this mastery number by putting it into the year of 9, the year of harvest. And we've noticed the pattern with whatever we put into the year 9, we get back, but the universe gives it to us back a little bit different than we put up there. But ultimately it's still the same thing, right? Because 11 is 2, but we usually don't reduce, you know what I'm saying? So we're in mastery. And so we put the 11 into 9, but it's going to bring us back to wisdom in our cipher. So the day after that, of course, is a day of 2. As you can see, the numbers usually go in order. It's just how you build them up and break them down, determines the different experiences that lead you up to that number. So we have the life path energy of 2, which is finding wisdom. 2 also deals with Taurus energy, ruling over the second house. This is what you value, what you prioritize, what you find beauty in. And 2 is the number in Mayat when you get into the Netherus, and that's fun. So on a day of 2, we're in that Libra moon. So the moon is in alignment on the tropical Vedic and draconic mode, and the moon is the furthest from Earth, which is called an apogee on that day as well. And then remember, we had the sun in alignment in Pisces, on the tropical Vedic and draconic level on those days as well. So mind, body, and soul were in alignment in them subconscious, experiences. Then we have 3, 18, 9. So now we have the knowledge on the 8 that we experienced the day before on the day of 8. Now we're taking action on that 8 that we got the day before as well. And we love it here, right? That ultimately is going to bring us to 9, because when you take action on the transformations that you want, or, you desire, that you need, is going to give birth to something in your space. Does it not? It usually does. So we have that 9. We're going to put it into the 3 of expression. That brings us to knowledge and wisdom, which ultimately brings us back into understanding. So we're going to take that energy of understanding, that number 3, and put it into the year of 9. We want to harvest that 9. We want to give birth to it. 9 is the number of being born, right? So we take the 3, put it into the 9, brings us back to knowledge and wisdom. So the 18th was a big day for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and giving birth to the things that you found yourself getting acclimated with on the 1, 2s, and 3s, right? On that day, we had the moon in Zubin al-Janubi in conjunction, which is a star and shared between the Scorpius and Libra constellation. Then we had the South Node went back into retrograde up until the 23rd. The sun entered draconic Aries energy. So now we have the sun in tropical Vedic Pisces. So still in that subconscious dreamy energy in the mind and body, but the soul has moved on to new beginnings, right? And then the sun and the North Node at 3 degrees Pisces constellation. And they were, of course, at opposition of the 3 degrees Virgo constellation. So you have the sun and the North Node in minimal angle conjunction, eclipse, occultation, whatever you want to call it. They were on top of each other at a 3 degree, at the energy of understanding. In that Pisces constellation. Then on the 19th, y'all know I love my 19th. That was my half birthday, y'all. We love it here. Now we have knowledge on that, knowledge being born on this day. We have knowledge on the harvest. We're taking action on what we want to give birth to as a way of, carrying on that energy of the day of 9 from the day before, which ultimately brings us to knowledge in our cipher. We take that 1 of knowledge, we're going to put it into the month of 3 of expression and understanding and creation. That brings us to 4. It brings us to Chesed. 4th house is Cancer energy of home and family. We love it there. 4 is the stability energy. We like being stable. And so we take that 4 and we put it into the 9, energy of harvest. We're in a year of harvesting, reaping what you sow, right? That brings us back to 13, which is a karmic debt number. That's what the 9 is going to give us back, a karmic debt number. So in order to achieve this sense of balance and harmony, what you have to do is you have to learn how to express what you know, take action on what you know, understand what you know, which is very difficult in this world that wants you to be like a like you got molded out of a cookie cutter. You have to express and know and understand and have the same emotions as everyone else around you, or you're abnormal, or you have some disability, or whatever, what have you. Even the people that claim themselves to be unique or different still have the same kind of like, I'm so unique, I'm doing all the other things that the other unique people are doing, like shit like that. So being mindful of that. But yeah, so that's considered a karmic debt number because it's like one of the most difficult things to do here on this plane, right? So ultimately that was a day of 4. Right? Yeah, that was a day of 4, establishing your foundation based upon, achieving that karmic energy of taking action, which you stand under. Then we have 320. Now, 320 was a big day in the cosmos, but let's talk about the numbers real quick. So we have that wisdom in our cipher, right? Yeah, 2 is balance and harmony. Now we're getting into priorities. We got into the Taurus house rolling over 2s. This is wealth, material things. We're going to take that 2 of wisdom and put it into the 3 of understanding, which ultimately brings us that celestial enforcer energy of 5. Hera Kahuti. 5 is Jabora, which is strength. This is how you're enforcing your internal law. We take that 5 and we put it into the year of 9, because of course we want to harvest our celestial enforcer, how we enforce our boundaries in our space, right? And the 9 is like, okay, you can have that 5, but you got to do it in the 1s and 4s. So now you have to take action on that sense of stability, that chesed, that mercy energy, the home and family, the nurturing, the 4s, you know what I'm saying? That we conquered with the 13 that we did the day before, right? So that's how ultimately we get onto the 5. So 329 was the day of the celestial enforcer. 5 is associated with Mars and Aries energy, which is really cool because that's when we got into, spring. As far as the equinox goes, so we were in the 70, what was that? 74% wanting gibbous moon, still in that moon of cleansing tangible things out of our space. It was a Sag Scorpio moon. So, the tropical space of it, how we think things are to be. The 3rd eye was on traveling, expansion, abundance, joy, whatever, what have you. But our actual, like, physical experience was transformations, building, destroying, empowerment, secrets coming out. It wasn't the first house, so it was in our auric body. The sun was in Pisces, Aries, because we know tropical and Vedic, we are still in that dreamy subconscious energy. However, in our soul's experience is already undergoing the new beginnings. So you might have experience. So like I would say probably like around April 17th, when the sun starts to enter Aries constellations, you're going to start meeting people, energies, events, and things that your soul has already, went forth and experienced already. So it'd be like, oh, your energy is so familiar. Oh, this feels so natural. Oh, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, like deja vu type things, just things are just automatically clicking and flowing with ease. And that's because the sun has already entered that Aries energy and it's just waiting for the sun to catch up into the physical constellation. You know what I'm saying? The moon and Graphias and Deshuba were in conjunction. That's in the Scorpius constellation. They give off the Mars and Saturn EMF. So, like, challenges to the solar plexus chakra, challenges to your celestial enforcer is heavy there. Again, this is a day of 5. So this is a day about the celestial enforcers. And then you have the moon in Aries, which is another star in the Scorpius constellation. Now that star is more so Mars and Jupiter. So it's a little bit more joyful than the Mars and Saturn stars, but it's still giving you that pushback towards your solar plexus chakra, your enforcement of your boundaries. So just know that your solar plexus was going through those Scorpio stars. Through the pathway of the moon. Excuse me. The spring equinox was at 5:02 a.m. if you're on my time over here in Jersey. This is when the sun crosses the celestial equator. Day and night are pretty much the same length at this time. Neptune and the sun were also in conjunction, so we had a lot of dreamy, spiritual, subconscious, Akashic record type experiences with the Neptune and the sun in conjunction. Neptune was 1.4 degrees south. The comet 21P Giacobini Zinner was the smallest distance to the Earth at 8 p.m. You know, comets are pretty cool because they're like the little dust nuggets that's been rolling around in space since the beginning of time. So they have peace. So they have all the celestial energy of, ages upon ages, like beyond what you can fathom, of the cosmos. So that going across the sun is pretty cool because, no, actually, not across the sun, excuse me. It was the smallest distance to the Earth. That's even better because that was actually coming to our physical experiences, some like ancient celestial energy. So some souls were definitely reborn that day from the beginnings of the times, whether it's in the physical body form, in idea form, whatever, what have you. That was a very good day to like harness energy more than like manifest pushing out. That was a great day for absorbing in. Uranus entered Taurus constellation at 11:45 p.m. So we now have Uranus lined up in the tropical and Vedic chart now, being in that Taurus energy. Uranus is the progressive pushes, so now you're going to see more happenings because that's what the Vedic chart rules over, the happenings of progressive pushes and what you value, what you prioritize, which is a big deal, y'all, because y'all know when Uranus entered the Taurus zodiac, shit was like crazy.com. Yeah, I'm glad you made it, Maya. But yeah, that's that there. So 321.9, 2-1 is wisdom and our knowledge, balance, and our sense of actions, and so that brings us ultimately to understanding, expression, creation. And so we have the 2 3s on that day, 3 and 3. So that was definitely like a big emotional day, a big day on expression and understanding some challenges coming our way so that we can have like, this sense of survival of self and who your authority is. Lots of that going into play, especially because I told y'all the day before the moon was definitely making a pathway through your solar plexus chakra of your space of empowerment and challenges coming that way. So the day after probably was like very big on the emotions and your emotional connection to the things in your solar plexus chakra, right? 3 and 3 come together and make 6. Now that's coming into the Tippereth, our confidence and courageousness. 6 also deals with your health, wellness, and daily routine. That's that Virgo energy, right? We take that 6. We want to harvest that 6 into the year of 9, the year of giving birth, born. Yesod energy is there in the tree of life. 9 also deals with Cancer, which is the divine womb. So we say, hey, I want to give birth to this 6. I want to give birth to my Tippereth. I want to give birth to my more integral code, what I'm learning about, what I'm communicating, that Virgo energy. And the 9 is like, okay, but you got to do it on a 1 and 5, right? Because 6 plus 9 is 15. So 1 and 5 is knowledge. 1 is knowledge, and 5 is that Jabor, the celestial enforcer, the Hera Kahuti energy. You be careful over there with them sockets. 5 also deals with Leo energy, the confidence and courageous vibes. So you got to take action on that. You got to get knowledge on that in order for you to ultimately come into that 6, that Tippereth, health, wellness, daily routine. And that makes sense, right? Of course, I need to take action on my solar plexus chakra and my boundaries and my moral integral code and what motivates me and what gives me ambition. Of course, I have to have knowledge on these things. Of course, I have to have knowledge on, my heart chakra, my creative self, my romantic self, and applicate that in my 6 and my Tippereth, here, and in my health wellness daily routine, right? That makes sense. Like it makes sense what the year of 9 is showing us when we add into the 9, and the 9 gives us those smaller bite-sized pieces back. So make sure you guys are absorbing those correctly. Like, yo, universe, I gave you a 6, bro. You ain't give me a 6 back. I know I didn't. I gave you a 1 and 5. I told you what you had to do to get to the 6. So make sure you guys are, digesting that back correctly. So on that day, we still were in a Sagittarius Scorpio moon. The sun enters the Aries zodiac. So now we have our thoughts, which is the tropical chart, and our soul, which is the draconic chart, are in alignment in that space of new beginnings and Aries energy. This is the celestial enforcer, the solar plexus chakra energy, ambition, motivation, anger, so be mindful of that. The sense of control. So you can tell when your solar plexus chakra is too overactive because you're trying to control everything, or when it's underactive because you're allowing other people, places, things, and situations to come into your life easily to control you and what you have going on, right? So that's how you could tell. Um, in that retrospect, as we collectively look at our sun now, you align your sun placement. Your sun is essentially your experiences. It's not you. Your sun is your experiences. So I'm not. My natal chart sun is in Virgo. I'm not a Virgo. I have Virgo experiences. So Virgo is a mutable sign. Aries is a cardinal sign. It's time to start taking action on that Virgo energy. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to be a knowledge hoarder. You got to be a knowledge doer. This is a message to myself. Woo, a big one. So, in addition to that, also, uh, thinking about like, the degrees, separations apart. I'm about Virgo is what, the sixth zodiac from the first. So it's like five zodiacs away. It was 5 times 30 is 150. So I'm almost like it's like a little less than a 180. You know what I'm saying? Like a degree less than a 180. Yeah, because Libra is like in opposition, right? So it's like an obtuse, triangle situation. So we kind of, at least we're not square. You know what I'm saying? We're not square. And then it's also fire and earth. So these are the different ways that you can align. Hey, peace, Adonis. This is different ways that you can align the transit connection to your personal, right? I always tell you guys, start getting more in tune in your progressive chart. Now, for those of you guys who still like to be in tune with your inner child, by all means, stay in tune with your natal chart. I love being in tune with my inner child. I love it there. So I still utilize my Virgo energy. In the same breath, my sun is currently in Scorpio, so I'm currently having Scorpio experiences, more so than the Virgo experiences that I'm still holding on to, because that's just, that's me. So having that combination of, holding on to the Virgo experiences, I'm trying to throw them Libra experiences that I had in the dirt where they belong. I don't even want to relate to that progressive chart. Like, keep it where it's at, keep it in darkness where it belongs. But they did happen. And being present in the Scorpius experiences. Now Scorpio is a fixed water sign, so now I know I'm square, between Aries and Scorpio. Now I know that's a square, and that can create challenges if you allow it, or it could well, actually no, because Aries is cardinal. Excuse me, but it is fire and water, and two very strong energies. But no, it's not square. It's a little further than that. You know what I'm saying? But those are different ways that you can play around with energies. And again, if you guys need assistance, let it goddess know. But anyway, that comes all the way back to the fact that the sun has currently entered Aries. I know for a lot of you guys, it's a new year for y'all. So happy New Year's on that day. That was a day of 6 for that day. Focus on your health, wellness, daily routine, more on integral code. So setting this home with the New Year's resolutions, and this is what I want to do, and I'm going on fast, and I'm going to go work out, and I'm going to go read some books, whatever, like intentions of, discipline and order and, self-management and stuff. That was all in alignment with the numbers and the stars anyway. So like you guys were still like cool. But yeah, so now we have our thoughts and our spirit in that space of new beginnings. But do not forget that the sun is still in Pisces on the Vedic chart. So even though your mind is all fired up and you're ready to get shit going, remember, you're still having Pisces experiences. We're still in those winter waters, those mutable winter waters at that. So don't start complaining when tomorrow you got shorts and the day after that you got a winter coat on. We still in that Pisces constellation. Relax. Your mindset might be a little bit impatient with your body or the process that things are happening in. Your mind and your spirit is ready for the new beginning, especially because your spirit is walking into doors that your body will walk into doors in a month or so from now. And you might feel that a lot in your thoughts and stuff like that, but remember, your body is in Pisces, is not there yet. So having that sense of like patience, being patient, being present is definitely a key between this Aries and Pisces connection. Juno was also stationary at 11:51 p.m. and then began its retrograde. So that's fun. Retrogrades is just when a planet moves so slow that it appears in relation to the speed that we're at. Excuse me, I have indigestion like a motherfucker. So please excuse me. Because I ate and then I went to sleep. Because I was tired, y'all. I was tired. Um, I had my. I want to say that says Scorpio. Juno's in Scorpio. Y'all help me out. I know I got my fellow astrologers in here. Don't do me like that. Where y'all at? Where's Juno at, y'all? I missed y'all too. I did. I have been thinking about y'all. But y'all know when the retrograde be retrograding and it be retrograding on me, I am not exempt. I am not exempt at all. I had no internet. You hear me? Like it was fucking 1985. Like what is happening? I had none. Oh yeah, it isn't okay. It's in Sagittarius, so Juno went retrograde in Sagittarius in the first house. Ooh. So Juno represents what you need in a bond or a relationship to be all crazy. Because do y'all know the story about Hera? Because that's who Juno is supposed to be in connection with. Like Juno is the Jupiter, what Hera was the Zeus. And Zeus and Jupiter, they was just out there swinging that thing. Papa was a Rolling Stone. They was just out here having babies on babies and side chicks upon side chicks. They was out here living their best life. And so Hera did everything believe that, man. You know what? I've been honestly, Tyler Perry has been having me on a chokehold. I spent the last 3 weeks or so binge watching The Oval. I finally caught up today, y'all. And so when I think of Juno, I think of Victoria. Shouts to Tyler Perry. He don't get enough credit for his telenovelas. But cause she was doing everything but leaving that man. We in season 6 and she still ain't leave that man yet. This is crazy. But she done turned the mom and the baby into bears and threw them in the sky. She done turned somebody into having like snakes in their hair, and now they turn niggas into stone. Juno Hera energy was out here doing crazy. So Juno Hera energy is like, what makes you act like that? What makes you act like that? And so that's what you think of, like wherever your Juno is, that's what's gonna make that's your crazy button. When somebody exhibits that energy around you. So right now as a collective is Sagittarius, is wisdom, is spiritual connection, is information from the oracle and sages of spirit tell you to do something. That's what's gonna make you move like Hera. You're gonna be hooked, And honestly, Sagittarius, I mean, that sounds harmless, you know what I'm saying? But also think about Sagittarius and it runs up that is Jupiter, that is the sensual, sexual, sacral chakra self. So be mindful of addictions, be mindful of obsessions, overindulgences, gluttony, being too generous to the point where you're pouring from an empty cup. You know what I'm saying? Because vampires will slurp that shit up. But for some of you guys are addicted to that. Y'all addicted to pouring from empty cups. Y'all love that shit low key. Y'all just, y'all complain about it because y'all addicted to complaining about it too. That's something you guys have learned to find comfort in. And if that's the reality you want to live, hey, by all means, do your thing. But I'm letting you know right now, if that's not what you want to live, you're going to keep living that until you say enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully Juno going to retrograde, repeating some degrees, and that energy that be having you go crazy. You might be like, what? I actually do like to go crazy off this energy. You know what? I'm going to start embracing it. Because when you start embracing it, you start changing your reality. Or when you decide, hey, I don't like this shit and I'm ready to change it, both ways bring you a sense of joy in attracting what you desire in your space. So however way you play it is your world, right? Yes. Sagittarius also deals with like foreign interaction and traveling and stuff like that. So that's also another thing that could be really fun, And again, it's in the first house. So it's in the auric body. Like Just imagining the man I fantasize, like the aura, the Sagittarius aura, like, okay. um, yeah, it's fun there. It's fun there. Y'all have y'all spiritual connections. Y'all nasty. It's like, nah, it's just me in my head, right? The moon was opposite Jupiter and Gemini zodiac on that day as well. Um, we'll talk about a little bit more about Jupiter being in Gemini shortly. We're not there yet. But with the moon being in opposition, that means that the moon was over there and it's been a while. It was over there in Sagittarius at the time. And so it's in that expansion, abundance, and joy, and all this stuff like that, while Jupiter is over there expanding and being abundant in your intellect and communication and community and stuff like that. And so the moon was just over there nurturing it, and Juno's like, hold on, I'm about to pause over here in Sagittarius. So that was just like a great day to be tuned into like wisdom on that day of 2-1 too, right? Like 2 is wisdom, the knowledge on that wisdom. So that was like a really big Jupiter day. 21st. What day of the week was that? That was a Friday, right? Yeah, that was a Friday. Ooh, yeah, that was nice. That's fun. Oh, you know what? That makes so much sense because that's when I went on my road trip. Huh. Okay. See, hindsight is fun. We like hindsight, right? Okay, so 322. 22 is the day of mastery. We love mastering. 22 is the master architect number. Balance and harmony. You guys know 2s deal with Maya energy. This is balance, harmony, justice, truth, and righteousness. 2 also deals with wisdom. We're still in the Sagittarius realm, Jupiter energy. That's where we get into the exercise of the knowledge in our space. So we're going to take that 22 master number and put it into the month of 3. Of course, we want to know how to express, and we want to stand under what we are architecting. That emotional connection to it. You know what I'm saying? We were just having emotional connections and expressing and, understanding. This month was like a real good internal work with those 3: expression, emotions, and understanding. Those are like the 3 keywords for this month to focus on. It wasn't about acting. It wasn't about getting it done and doing it. Like, granted, yeah, energy is always moving. We're always moving. You're always moving, right? That doesn't mean that that was the focal point of this month. The focal point of this month was really like expression and understanding, and just like having a better connection to the stars in our space. Whether you are like straightforward intellectual about like the stars, like literally, or just like in yourself, like the voices in your head, your interactions with other people, your interactions with your environment, your routine. 3 is survival of self. 3 is also getting in tune with like, who's your authority? You know what I'm saying? Who's in charge here? Are you in charge? Are your parents are in charge? Are your traumas in charge? Some of y'all are under authority of the people that traumatized you, the religion that traumatized you, the bullies in your space. I'm trying to prove these niggas wrong. Like, you got invisible haters. Why are invisible haters your authority? Why do random like robot accounts on the internet dictate how you move and the decisions you make? Like, stuff like that. Like, have a real conversation with yourself during this month. We have like 6 more days left, you know what I'm saying, of this 3rd month. We're literally in the middle of the 3rd decade of the month, but let's get back into the architect energy. So we had that 22, the master architect. We're going to put it into that 3. That brings us to 25. So finding that balance, law, justice, harmony, truth, righteousness, the value and the prioritization and all that energy towards 5. 5 is Herakahuti, that's Jabora, that's the celestial enforcer, enforcing what you built with that 22. That's what you're doing. You're enforcing what you built with that 22, and it's going to bring you to a 7. With 7, that's your bonds and contracts. That's your interpersonal relationships. 7 deals with justice system. 7 deals with Netzach, which is beauty, which you design in your space. What is that? Het Heru. That's what the 7, but the 7 is derived from you finding that wisdom and that balance and that truth on your 5, your enforcer. That came from what you architect with the 22, right? So now we have that 7, and of course we want to give birth to that 7. Why wouldn't you want to look at the numbers that we added up to get us to that 7? Yeah, I wanted to give birth to that 7. The 22nd, what was the 22nd? That was the Saturday. That was the day of the performance I had in North Carolina. Yeah, hell yeah, I want to give birth to that 7. You heard me? I want bonds and I had some good ass conversations. Yeah, I wanted some bonds and contracts on that day. The fuck, that was a great day. That was a great day. And just know that your word is a bond too, right? Your word is a contract. Your energy, you're shaking hands, locking eyes. You know what I'm saying? All those things. Contract with the universe. You know, when you set your intentions, when you say your affirmations. You know, these are all contracts. Some of you guys are too laxed about your contracts that you create, and then y'all wonder why people come in your space and be playing about you. It's because you be playing about you. You know what I'm saying? You're not being serious about the things that come through your throat chakra. You're not being serious about, the bonds that you make. Your word is your bond. That's some real shit. The words that you create to yourself, the words you create to other people. When I say, hey, I'm going to go on this diet, I'm going to do this, but then you turn around and say, oh, but I could cheat though. You made a bond to yourself. You made a bond to the universe, and you played in your face, and you played in your universe face, but then you want somebody to come around and take you serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Be a little bit more serious about the bonds that you create, right? Because we took that 7 and we put it into the 9, baby. And the 9 was like, you want to have this 7, all right, you got to do it on the 1s and 6. So you have to take action and have knowledge of 6, Tippereth. What are you applicating in your health, wellness, and daily routine? Your morning sacred code. What are you learning about? What are you teaching? What are you listening? What are you speaking on? You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, that ended up being a day of 7. So it was the 22 was the day of the master architect, and then ended on the pathway of 7. It's pretty fly. And that was on a Saturn day. That was on the Sabbath. A space of rest, all that fun stuff. Vesta was stationary and began retrograde motion. So now we have Mercury and Venus over there in retrograde in Aries Pisces energy, right? New beginnings in our thought process while we're still in that dreamy like Pisces energy exchanges on our daily routine, what we value, what we prioritize. So I'm telling y'all, it's easy to get caught up in the Aries energy right now, but we're not there in our happenings. We're actually getting an opportunity to slow down and really think things through about, Aries is not just like imbalance. Hold on, let me get my thoughts in order. But like imbalanced energy with the Aries can be impatient, right? But when you have like a proper solar plexus chakra, like when you hear about the stories of Aries, Mars, Ogun, it was calculating. It was methodical. It's the methodical militant, right? So having these energies go and retrograde in these spaces and then having them in tropical while the happenings are in Pisces, it gives you an opportunity to be more methodical and realize that the new beginnings that you want, you desire are spiritual and subconscious first. You know what I'm saying? Whether you are more channeled into the tropical and Aries or you're more channeled into the Vedic and Pisces. It's still giving you that opportunity of discovery that, okay, I really have to think these things through. I really got to put my spirit first in these positions, in these situations. This indigestion is beating my ass. Whew. But yeah, Vesta is your passions. And Vesta is over there in Scorpio in the 12th house. So that's in the Pisces house of Akashic Records, subconscious energy. Vesta is, how like in your brain is certain like neurons and stuff like that go off when you're engaging in the act of sex. Well, the same neurons will go off in your brain if you engage in this certain kind of activity. So that's where you find out where your Vesta is. I believe my Vesta is in Gemini. So, what I'm doing right now, it gives me the same pleasure. It's rubbing one out. I don't know. But yeah, So currently, the Vesta is in Scorpio, in that space of transformations, building and destroying, transference of power. Power couples, sexual energy is heavy there. Occultism is also heavy there. So there's a lot of like passion going towards that. The people that are passionate about that, coming into the light and stuff like that. All those type things. And again, that's in the 12th house. So this is, again, a Akashic record, spiritual, generational type occurrence here. I don't know why in my mind it was like the Merlins, the generational Merlins. But yeah, like, I guess some more births to them. But that's Vesta, and it's in the retrograde. The max south declination of the moon was during the current cycle was then, so the moon probably was like super big and close during that period of time. The moon at Cause Borealis was in minimal angle and conjunction during the day. Cause Borealis is the star in the back of the Sagittarius constellation's head, so that was like heavy on the knowledge in the third eye, right? Heavy, 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 heavy of getting that intellect, that wisdom, especially of foreign cultures. More hindsight. I had a great time on Saturday. More hindsight. The last quarter moon was also at 7:30 a.m. The last quarter is like, before you get to, we're going towards the new moon energy, y'all. So we're about to go. So we go into waning crescent. We start cleansing our intangible things like mindsets and behaviors and emotions and stuff like that. Venus was the smallest distance to the earth, which we call perigee. So now we have the heart chakra, what we value, what we prioritize, getting real close to our Malkuth, our Jeb, our earthly self experience. So how do we find out where our earth is? Does anybody know? Find out where your earth is, because wherever your sun is, your earth is in opposition. Oh, I love it. Velma is my favorite. She's funny. So I believe my sun is at like 25 degrees Virgo. So my Malkuth is at 25 degrees Pisces. It's that simple. So my earth self, I was just saying hi. So in my earth self, it's my earth self is just having spiritual experiences just all the time, nonstop. And yeah, yeah, definitely heavy, like hermit type energy, going inward all the time, always in my thoughts, whether you're talking about the sun experience or the Jeb of Pisces. Either way, I'm in there. But yeah, that's that there. So if the sun is up there in Aries Pisces, where's the earth at? Don't all answer at once. The earth is in Libra Virgo. You're absolutely right. That is so crazy. Yes, the earth is currently in Libra on the tropical chart, and then it's in Virgo on the Vedic chart. And it's fun there, right? Yeah, we love it here. So any planets that you see in Virgo Pisces energy right now, whether it's in Virgo tropical or Pisces Vedic, they will be the closest to the sun. So when the moon comes back around into Virgo Pisces energy, it's going to be really close to Earth. Did I say the sun the first time? My bad. Ignore that. It's Earth. So any planets, the moon, Virgo Pisces energy, it's going to be really close. And we call it perigee. Any planets, or when the moon goes into Aries, not Aries. I'm mixing myself up, and y'all is not correcting me. The sun is in Aries Pisces energy. The earth is in Libra Virgo energy. So any planets or moon that's in Libra Virgo energy is in perigee. That's close to the earth. Any energy that's close to Aries Pisces energy near the sun, that's apogee. That's furthest away from the earth. That's how it goes. I said it correct that time. I feel confident in that time. First few times, erase that. I don't know what the fuck I was saying. But yes, that's what's happening. Venus is at inferior conjunction, which is between the Earth and Sun at 9:02 p.m. Venus was 8.4 degrees north-northwest, and though it was not visible. So, Venus was in that Pisces energy, Pisces Aries energy. Longitude and latitude does have an effect in that. So that's what was putting it between the Sun and Earth and making it closest to Earth. And it was fun there. Uh, so now we get into 323. 323 is such a cool number because during 323 that was the first time we had Pluto enter Aquarius energy, and that was fun, right? Um, no, I'm okay. 323 is also the birthday of Virgo Sunshine. If you guys haven't listened to my music yet, I don't know why. Get to it. Let's go. Available on all streaming platforms. But my baby turned 1. And yay, happy birthday to Virgo Sunshine. Gang, gang. So 23. Now we're finding balance, harmony, law, justice, truth, righteousness, wisdom, all that fun stuff on the threes, right? Our sense of understanding and expression. I went on a long tangent on 322, so I don't feel like I need to do that again today, right? No, you don't, Sunshine. Thank you. Because you guys understood me the first time I explained the threes, right? But now we're finding balance and harmony on those threes. You guys are coming into this realization, especially after dealing with a 22, that master architect number, right? So that's a day of 5. 5 was a day of celestial enforcement, Jabora energy, heavy, right? Strength, enforcing the boundaries and things that we created on the day of 22 when we were architecting. Okay, so now we have this 5. We're going to express and create and understand and all that, deal with challenges of the 5 that strengthen us and give us a sense of authority and obtain our natural our resources. So 3 and 5 come together and make what? 8, right? Oh my God, you guys are so smart. I love it when you guys respond to me in the comments. It makes me so happy. Um, so that's transformations, building and destroying. Transference of power, right? 8 is about occultism and secrets and all that fun stuff, right? The solar plexus chakra is definitely heavy here. 8 is like the external side of the solar plexus chakra because it's like the internal side is the fire energy, which is the 5, Mars Ogun energy. Is like the gut that controls the mind, and then you express or make transformations with that gut that controls the mind through Scorpio, right? That's why Scorpio is considered the manipulator because it manipulates the things around you to satisfy the gut. Yay. So of course we want to give birth to that 8, right? We built that 8 with our solar plexus chakra. So we're going to take the 8 and put it into the 9, the year of 9 being born, right? And that brings us to 1 and 7. Hey Zenergy, how you doing, love? Taking action on balance, harmony, justice, because 7 deals with the Libra scales. 7 also deals with Netzach, which is beauty. Thank you. The celestial designers of things, our interpersonal relationships. So we're going to take action. We're going to have knowledge on that, we're going to take action on bonds and contracts, right? Your word is your bond. We got into that, didn't we? So we're like, hey, I want to give birth to these transformations. Well, in order to give birth to the transformations you want to have, you have to take action on some bonds and contracts. You have to take action on some interpersonal relationships. What a wonderful hindsight conversation I'm having with you guys. I really like this recap. I'm having a great time right now. I don't know about you guys, but I am. Ultimately, Sunday was a day of 8. It was a day of transformation. Celestially speaking, we're now in that waning crescent moon, that moon of cleansing intangible things out of our space. It was a Capricorn Sagittarius moon, so the thoughts are upon the materializing of the things. Also hard work, challenges, dedication, and strength. The happenings is nurturing our wisdom, the exercise of our intellect is happening there while we're, thinking that we're working hard. We're actually exercising our wisdom. And it's happening in our second house of what we prioritize and value. The sunrise was in Aries, Pisces, Aries. So mind and soul still in Aries. The body, the energy exchanges actually was at an 8th degree of Pisces. So that's pretty cool. It was on a day of 8. It's at an 8th degree of Pisces. So providing transformations to the spiritual experiences. So while you guys were out here having energy exchanges of transformations, you guys were providing transformations to your spiritual self. And I've seen actually quite a few people posting like, I feel this weird shift. I feel this weird change, whatever. Because you probably did something that, created some sense of transformations in your space and how you guys were going about doing things. And, I know a lot of you guys say like, oh yeah, I'm jumping timelines and everybody's not jumping timelines. Some people are staying in their cycles. I talk about this with you guys all the time, especially spiritualists have a habit of projecting their realities onto the whole collective. Like there's not 7 billion people in the world. You guys have experiences. You guys have your spiritual journey. And your energy exchanges, some of you guys change your destinies. Is it destiny swapping? No. You're infinite. You're an infinite being. And you don't have direction. You're not a two-dimensional being. You're an infinite dimensional being. You're not even aware of, you can't even fathom all the dimensions that you have, or all the dimensions that you're inside of right now, that you experience on a regular basis. You can't fathom. You can't. Okay? And sometimes, like when you take a pizza and you make like as many slices as you can make. Maybe you stopped at 1,000 slices. You know what I'm saying? The slices keep getting thinner and thinner and thinner. So that means that reality is literally on this tiny thread. And you did something. You went somewhere that you don't usually go. You did something that you usually don't do. You met a new energy. You absorbed something different. And so what that does is that moves you into a different timeline. Now some things that you do can like align with a multitude of dimensions of yourself. Like it might have took like a good 500 slices rather than the one slice it usually takes, or some shit like that. Hey Romeo, peace of the God. um so you feel you're more consciously aware of that timeline shift that happened, because you did something that affected multiple dimensions of yourself, rather than just one or two that you don't really lose sleep over. You know what I'm saying? You're like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you did timeline shift. Stop projecting your shit on other people. Learn how to have your journey and learn how to communicate your journey. Like, I just did this and I feel like this and da da da. Does anybody feel the way that I feel? Like something like that is more responsible, because you have a lot of other people out here who are not timeline shifting, who are still going through their cycles, and they're feeling like they're missing out on some shit, or they're not doing some shit right, or this, that, and the third, because they don't feel how you feel. When in reality, it's just like miscommunication. It's just, I don't know. Do I have a vendetta against projectors? I might. I don't know. It's something about them that's irritating. I think it's the projecting. Like, I can't communicate with you without you projecting your reality onto me. Like, I don't like it. I'm a manifester. Like, I don't know. So my apologies to projectors. I know that's what y'all do, but it's just like, come on now. Let's be for real. But yeah, so kudos to you guys who did make moves, on that day of 8 of transformation, and that 8th degree happening with the sun in Pisces, of creating those transformations and those timeline shifts and those time jumps. Because yeah, when you do make those decisions that affect such a huge chunk of your facets of self, you do affect a lot of people around you, a lot of energy around you, because like I said, everything is just on these tiny threads. Like, this tapestry is like all these tiny threads, and you just affected like a few thousands of them. And to this tapestry, that's not a lot, but it is a lot at the same time, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's reality kind of shifted a little bit because you did this thing, but it might not have affected everybody's as greatly as it affected yours. Does that make sense? I hope so. I don't know. Life, the universe, physics is so like big and small at the same time. It's crazy. Fibonacci energy, heavy. Um, but yeah, that was all happening on that day. um, the AM visibility of Aquarius began. The South Node went direct again until the 29th. The moon is opposite Mars in Cancer zodiac. So you had the moon and Mars like going head to head. And it was a great time there, with the moon in Capricorn, Mars in Cancer. Who's that girl? Who's some girls from Wicked? Ariana Grande and that bald head lady. They probably got into an argument on that day. Simple and complex. Yeah, simple and complex. Big and this is like a lot. I try to explain it and break it down and build it up at the same time. Hope I'm doing it right, because our language is very 2D. Sometimes our language can be 3D, but to think about something that's so infinitely dimensional with a 2D, 3D language is very difficult. And this is why we're telepathic. So please hear what I don't say. All right. We're making our way up there. We're almost to the 25th, y'all. Yeah. Um, yeah, words don't suffice. Words do not suffice. So on 324-9, now we have this balance, harmony, and justice with the four, with the chesed of it, of the things. Chesed is mercy and grace, and four deals with Mayat and the Netarus, and four is home and family and nurturing of the Cancer energy. And we're finding the balance. We're learning to value and prioritize. We're finding the wisdom on the four of culture, all that fun stuff, right? And that brings us to 6, which is equality. 6 is the Tippereth of confidence and courageousness in the tree of life. This is Heru energy. 6 also deals with health, wellness, and daily routine, self-management, organizing as we get into the Virgo house of things. They give the 6th house such a bad rep of, oh, it's disease and da da da. Well, yeah, it's disease because if you don't have a good daily routine and you're eating junk and you just lay around all day and your moral and integral code is your ass and you're not, if you don't self-manage yourself, of course your 6th house is going to be ass. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be a great time. You're going to be sick. You're going to have a disease of the mind, of the emotions, of the body, etc., etc. But if you're utilizing the 6 to an equal, healthy way, your 6 is fine. Chill out. But yeah, they give 6 a bad rep. Like every time I see somebody do a reading on the 6th house, they're like, oh yeah, this is the house of disease and being a servant. And da 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 da. And I'm like, bro, chill out. Serving. Shouts to Lazarus Lamel. He said some great shit. And he was like, having a crown as a king, you're there to serve the people. The people don't serve you. And I was like, yeah, I like that. So for you guys that's calling yourselves gods and goddesses and kings and queens, you're saying you serve the people. If you have a crown, the crown is to serve. If you're in your crown chakra, the crown chakra is to serve the human body. You know what I'm saying? So serve. It's not a bad thing. It's not this like peasantry bullshit that people keep trying to speak on it. I don't understand that. Like, it's an honor to be able to serve people. You know the amount of trust energies have to have in you for you to effectively serve people. That's why whenever people come to me for a reading or for jewelry, I always say thank you for the trust. And I mean that shit. Like, also, and currency talk, thank you for the trust you just gave me, your currency, appreciate the trust. But also, like, I appreciate you trusting me with your energy to provide you with this item, or to provide you with this reading. You know what I'm saying? It is a pleasure to serve. You're absolutely right. It's an honor. um if you don't trust me, I can't serve you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't trust me, you're gonna move against me, or you're gonna act like I'm not even here. My energy just goes into a bucket. So that's not anything to look down upon or to like turn your back on. Um, it's important to serve. It's important. It's essential. It's healing. Women should serve men, and men should serve women, and women and both serve the children together. People should just be serving people. Women should serve women too. Men should be serving men. That's being my sister's keeper. That's being your brother's keeper. It's not about men and women and stuff like that. I get what you're saying, but just to camel walk with you and expand on that, people should be serving people, period. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's an honor. This is how the villages are maintained and sustained. You got to bring back the village mentality. And that is everybody, if everybody in the village is a king or a queen, that means everybody is serving. You know what I'm saying? What do you serve? You a herbalist, you a teacher, you a healer, you an educator, you're a builder, you're an electrician, you're a plumber, you're good at cleaning the water. How do you serve? Everybody should, have a sense of service. I do collective readings on Wednesday, love, but if you would like a personal reading, you could message me. I do personal spreads and stuff. Excuse me. But coming back into the 24th, uh so that is 6. Who we shouldn't serve is the lower self. I serve both. I serve my upper and my lower self. My lower self exists for a reason. My lower self is my survival, my ego. You know, when you get, so we've been reading Sefer Yetzirah in the book club. And one thing that you learn is, okay, you can start down from the Jeb, from the earth, the 10th Sephiroth, and work your way up, or you can start at the top and work your way down. But one thing you learn is when you get to the second, Sephiroth in that not Chesed, it's Chesed, right? No, Chesed is 4. What is 2? Um, shit, I know it's Jupiter too. Give me a second. It's knowledge and wisdom. But when you get to the second Sephiroth, you get to the space Chokmah. Chokmah, that's what it is. Chokmah doesn't have a differentiation between higher and lower self, good or bad, right or wrong. And that is where people want to be at when they meditate. You're actually supposed to learn from evil just as much as you learn from good, because the universe doesn't know right from wrong, good or bad, or whatever. And so that is the goal to get to. The parts of yourself. This is why we have a Lilith placement, because the parts of yourself that you try to diminish or thirst or starve out or whatever, that's what you're going to experience the most in other people and situations around you. Because until you learn how to embrace those parts about yourself, you're always going to experience them in other people the mostest. Whether it's direct contact or stuff you see on social media all the time, or the drama around you, this relative, that relative, whatever, what have you. It's always going to be a reoccurring thing. The If you want to get to Chokmah, you want to get to that second Sephiroth, you want to get to that wisdom, that Jupiter energy, you gotta learn how to remove those lines. Now, once you get to your sense of understanding, 3, that's the being energy. That's when we start creating those lines. That's when we start creating, the boundaries and the different, authorities and all that stuff like that. And we just go down from there. Into the Sephiroths. But they're all to say they're all necessary and they all make up one person. Yeah, they're all important, and that's why, like, I get it. Like, people go online and they get angry, and how can you celebrate this? How can you celebrate that? How can you be spiritual? Da, da, da. It's because I am spiritual that I can look at somebody and say, this person still deserves love. This person still deserves to be embraced. I don't have to agree with your choices to love you. I don't have to agree with your mindset, your behaviors, or anything. That's my authority. My solar plexus chakra is very balanced, baby. I don't have to control nothing or nobody but myself, and I love that here. That's all the responsibility. I don't need any more responsibility than that. I'm not here to tell y'all what to do and control y'all. Y'all come here because y'all want to come here. I've never told anybody you're not spiritual if you don't listen to me. You're wrong. You're incorrect. I don't do that to people. You know what I'm saying? People come here because they want to be here and they want to hear what I have to say. If you don't, then don't be here. I don't care. I'm in control of me. You know what I'm saying? And so it's people around me. It's people that are like, close to me. I love dearly. And I don't agree with the shit that they do. I would never dream of doing some of the shit that they do. Like, no. However, when you do it, it looks good on you, boo. Clap, 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 clap. Here for you. Because who's to say you don't deserve love and appreciation and acceptance? Who's to say that's not for me to say you don't deserve nurturing or a sense of belonging? That's not my place. That's nobody's place, for real. For real. If you're here and you exist and you're thriving and surviving, then you have a place. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be here. That's not my responsibility. I don't want the responsibility. I have my own internal laws, and I'm always, going through my ones and twos with my own shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm here for it. Um, but I get those people that are still working on their chokma and their cheseds and their Jupiter energy. It's a journey. It's a journey. Was I always like this? No, definitely. I still be on my judgmental shit sometimes in my head. but it's in my head. It's not, I'm not about to exert this shit on you. It's my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And even then in my head, I can have a conversation with myself and tell myself to chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what parts of myself that is. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a little insight on me. Where was I? We was on the 2s and 4s, right? And we came into 6 with it, and then we were expressing with it, coming to our authority itself. And that was 3-6. Oh, that was another 3-6-9 day. Oh, that's fun. Okay. So we had it once again. We had another 3-6-9 day. That's the third 3-6-9 day because we had actual 3-6-9. Then we had 3-15-9. That was another 3-6-9 day, and I believe that was like a full moon energy once we started going into waning moon. And now we're at 3-24-6. That's our third 3-6-9 day. So 3 and 6 come together and make 9. So we have 9 and 9. Ultimately, it was a day of 9. So we had 3 9s yesterday. So yesterday was a big day on manifesting and bringing things into existence and into birth and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys were in alignment on all 3-6-9 days with manifesting your things, because that was a beautiful time to do it. Yeah, that definitely was a beautiful time to do it. So Mercury was at inferior conjunction between the Earth and the Sun. So Mercury was in between the Earth realm and the experiences. You could have communicated between the two, like, yeah, that's what we doing. The comet was also at max brightness, bringing us the celestial ancient energies. Mars and Castor were in conjunction. So Mars is over there in the Gemini constellation, even though it's in the Cancer zodiac. So it's over there by the Gemini twins, giving us that the intellectual energy. 24. Yeah, 24. Okay, so now we're on the day of 25. Woo, we made it, y'all. And it only took us an hour to do it. We made it. All right. So today's math is 3-25-9. We're in a space of balance, harmony, justice, truth, and righteousness. We're also on the 2 of wisdom, interpersonal relationships. 2 also deals with Taurus energy. This is what we prioritize and value. 2 deals with wisdom. That's Chokma energy, expansion and generation. Hey, EJ, I miss you too. On the 5, which is your solar plexus chakra. This is your Hera-Kahuti. This is your Jabora. This is your space of strength. This is your motivation, your ambition, your methodical movements, militant type movements. This is what angers you. 5 also deals with Leo energy, your confidence and courageousness. So we're putting those 2 energies together, and that brings us to 7. Right? 7 is a space of balance, harmony, justice, truth, and righteousness, as we're dealing with the Libra 7. 7 also deals with Netzach or Het Heru, space of beauty, the celestial designers, designing the things we want in our space, how we prioritize it, how it look pretty and all that stuff like that. We love it there. 7th house also deals with the Libra energy, interpersonal relationships, bonds, and contracts. Keeping your heart light as a feather is key here. That whole spiel I just went on with the solar plexus chakra is definitely in alignment with the 2-5. So thank you for invoking that. So we have the 7. We're going to experience, understand, and express with 3. Survival of self with the 7, all of that. And that's going to bring knowledge in our cipher. That also brings us down to Malkuth Jeb being the 10th Sephirah. So we have this knowledge, we have this initiator action, because 1 can also be Aries energy. That 1 goes into the year of 9. Of course, we want to give birth to that 1 that we created with the 2, 5, and 3, right? Whatever we put into the 9, whether it's the 9 of Yesod or the 9 of Sagittarius house, we're dealing with the sacral chakra, we're dealing with the ability to give birth. So when we put that 1 into it, it's going to give us 10 back. Right? Knowledge in our cipher back. 10 is Jeb. 10 is Malkuth. Getting into with the earthly energy. Today is a life path 1 day. So today is a great day for my 1 life pathers. 1, 4s, and 7s and 8s, because you guys have more leadership and dependability energy. You life pathers are probably going to do really great today. Mastery numbers automatically do great on a 1. So 11, 22, 33. I think there's some 44s out there. You guys, automatically do great on a day of 1. So this is a great day for you guys. My 3, 6, and 9s and 5s, you guys learning to take initiative and finding a focal point is definitely heavily key. Smartest person. Oh my gosh. Thank you, EJ. You guys taking that energy is key. The letters for today is A, J, and S. Uh, I'm sorry. I'm still my chest is burning, y'all. My chest is on fire. I'm over here trying to just breathe and talk like indigestion. It's because I ate some bullshit. I know AJ and S is fire, air, and which is intellects, and I believe S is earth, bringing things into fruition. I just can't find the paper to confirm or deny, but I know what I'm talking about. So that's a great for the day of one. One is knowledge. One is sometimes it's diet in the tree of life. Sometimes it's ketters. Ketters, Aquarius. That's the word I was looking for, and I could not find it. We're dealing with the first fear. We're in this space, we're beyond the influence of emotions, the origin of all wisdom. One is cool too, being that it's a Tuesday, because Tuesday is the day of the solar plexus chakra. Hey, KP to Jeannie, thank you for the favorite. One is like taking an initiative, being that leadership type energy, being in that solar plexus chakra, the gut that controls the mind, and everything starts with the thought, being that leadership cardinal energy. When you're dealing with that Aries Ogun energy, it's kind of like there's no fear here. There's no fear here. It's like you were saying, everybody should be serving everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like my desire to serve and collect and align with the collective is bigger than myself. It's bigger than my fear. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than the earthly things and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm more so in tune with indwelling intelligence than anything. That is the energy of the one. Okay. Um you kind of overcome the illusions of the world on the day of one. And that's what the energy of Mars, Aries, Ogun energy, this Tuesday vibe is in alignment with the one. So that's pretty cool. Perseverance is in the identification with the indwelling intelligence and thought, speech, and action as the substance of self knowledge, which is essential for the individual's achievement of unity in her personal and social life. Health and prosperity are achieved thereby. So self knowledge and the living of it or the absence of it, unity, disunion, and the highest principle governing an event. That's all in the ones, which is fun. We're also dealing with Asar energy here, Metatron for my Canaanites in the back, Obatala for the Yorubans, and Tara for Hindu Kush. So, and that's coming from Metu Netter Volume 1 if y'all want to check that out. And double check me, I don't mind. So that's what's happening in the numbers now. Astrologically, astronomically speaking, we start the day off with a 22% waning crescent moon rising at 4:57 a.m. and setting at 2:48 p.m. Tropically, draconic, we are in Aquarius energy in our space of the Ketters, in the energy of one, the power of letting go, being unique, creative, societal connections and disconnections. We're in Capricorn and the energy exchange is the Vedic energy, so nurturing and a sense of belonging and that space of challenges, authority, the root chakra. So connecting roots is the key today. Some people might do a little trauma bonding today because Capricorn deals with challenges. We have a tendency to label our challenges as trauma. So you might engage in a little activity like that today. It's okay. It's healthy. But there's also like the building upon societal labels and norms and entitlements and stuff, which is that Aquarius energy. This is all happening in the second house, so it's in those challenges and in the societal, your place in society, other people's places in societies, the elements and the intellect in tune with those things. Which ones do you prioritize? Which ones do you value the most? Which ones have the heaviest impacts on you? That's how you'll be like gravitating to people today based upon that third eye connection, that sense of belonging, and that need and giving of nurturing in that root chakra, right? Sunrise at 6:54 a.m. and setting at 7:17 p.m. Again, tropically and draconic, we are in Aries. We are in that space of new beginnings. Um, Taking initiative, being ambitious, being that cardinal energy, the first energy of spring. We're in the first 10 degrees of spring, tropically and draconically. So mind and spirit is on go, ready for flowers or bloom and all that fun stuff. Our energy exchanges is at a 10-degree Pisces. So we are entering that fixed degree of the subconscious, the dreamy like state. Again, give your body, the opportunity to catch up, take some rest, still dealing with the subconscious energy exchanges, being in the dreamy like state. um Anything hidden behind the horizon, your mind and your spirit is already going into rooms, going into situations, going into events and energy exchanges that's revealing the things. You're just waiting for your body to catch up into these spaces. People gonna reveal themselves, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Depends on you and how you're labeling things. um but that's what's happening. It's in the fourth house, so it is in that space of belonging, nurturing, home and family, the matriarchal energy. Comet 21P Giacoboni Center is the smallest distance to the sun at 4:51 a.m. That happens. That is the comets bring the celestial, ancient celestial energy, and it's going to bring it to our experiences, and we love it here. The moon and Pluto will be conjunction today at 5:40 p.m. The moon will be 1.1 degrees south, minimal angle at 6:01 p.m. The moon will be 1.1 degrees south southeast, and we'll be able to observe that at 5:21 a.m. this morning with a 7.5 degree east separation. So transformations, occultism, for my occultists out there, this is a great day to do some rituals or something with the moon and Pluto being in alignment. You got the third eye in alignment with this energy of building and transforming, power. So, there's some powers that be that's obsessed with this kind of energy. So, they'll be doing their rituals. So whatever rituals they have to do, what I'm saying, be on the lookout for that shit. And but you guys can harness this energy any way you see fit too. And this is all pertaining to the root chakra. Again, the moon and Pluto are sitting there in Aquarius, Capricorn energy, which is the internal and external side of the root chakra. So this is authority. If you want to be authority over yourself, if you want to be authority over somebody else, if you want to have authority over some things or some land or whatever it is that you want to do, it's your world. You do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, the universe doesn't know good from bad, right from wrong. The universe just goes where it's called. It speaks frequency, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So, you put your frequency however you want it, however, righteous you feel about how you do it is your business. You know what I'm saying? But that's that there. Ceres is the largest distance to the sun at 7:18 a.m. Ceres is a an asteroid that deals with agriculture and nurturing energy. And right now that's sitting over there in Pisces at an 11 degree. And it's in the third house of community and communication and all that fun stuff. So like um nurturing the subconscious and the dreamy like energy and soul tribe is a big thing there. So for those of you guys that do want to harness the moon and Pluto energy, I would say go towards like, harvesting that spiritual community, bringing them closer to you, moving your energy to those spaces, having more communication with them so y'all can align in the physical and do the things y'all like to do, whatever, what have you. That's just a suggestion. Now you do whatever you want. But that's what I have for the astronomical report. It's been a while. I feel like I've been up here forever now. Let's get into the calendar of the things. I said that the moon was at a 12-degree Capricorn energy. And 12 degrees is fun. That's knowledge and wisdom that brings you to understanding of Capricorn. And Capricorn is Bina, which is understanding. So challenges upon challenges upon challenges. And we're going to talk about the nakshatra that's in a moment once my page loads. Right now it's just doing what it wants to do. Hey. 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 Hey.
Have you ever heard of church wave?
What is it?
Have you ever heard of church wave?
No.
Only the best grass are Pokemon ever.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm biased. Deal with it, viewers.
The Shravana nakshatra is the 22nd nakshatra in Vedic astrology. And this goes from 10-degree Capricorn to 23 degrees Capricorn. And I told you guys today we're in 12 degrees. It's ruled by the moon with its presiding deity, Vishnu, the protector and preserver of the universe in Hindu mythology. The symbol of Shravana nakshatra is three footprints or the ear, and it signifies hearing, listening, and understanding, because there is a difference. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which emphasizes structure, discipline, and ambition. However, Shravana is more focused on communication, learning, and understanding compared to other Capricorn related nakshatras. The moon's placement here emphasizes a strong need for emotional connection through knowledge and communication. The moon governs Shravana nakshatra and is highly influenced by the mind, emotion, and intuition. The association makes Shravana an ideal nakshatra for listening, learning, and connecting emotionally with others. The three footprints or the ear represents the journey of learning and wisdom, while the ears symbolize listening, hearing the truth. There is a strong emphasis being receptive to knowledge, ideals, and guidance of others today. The deity that rules over this nakshatra is Vishnu, which is a presiding deity of Shravana, the deity of preservation and protection in Hindu mythology. Vishnu represents the cosmic order and protection of the universe, which brings a sense of security, stability, and spiritual wisdom to the nakshatras. Vishnu's influence brings a sense of duty and responsibility to follow truth and justice. Hey, Smooth. I'm good. How are you? Peace, peace. So that's that for there. We are in the month of Makir. Actually, we're not here anymore. We're in the month of Femnoth. We're still in the season of Paret, which we're here until May. This is the season of growing. We're here from January to May. So, from the time the soil is frozen to the time the flowers are growing. The ruling deity of this month is Osiris, which is the god of afterlife and fertility. The characteristics is fertilizing and growth related activities continue during this period. As far as like tropically speaking, we are in the month of Nisan. Spring. Nisan is the first month of the Hebrew calendar. It marks the arrival of spring and symbolizes renewal and freedom. It is the month of Passover, which is Pesach, the holiday that commemorates the exodus of the Israelites from Egypt. It is the time of liberation, spiritual rebirth, and the start of Jewish people's journey to freedom. And like I said, Passover. The slaves moving out of Egypt is heavy here in the energy of Nisan. The spiritual themes is renewal, freedom, and liberation, or Passover. And remember, I told you guys that Vedically we're still in, um, what do you call it? Pisces, so that's still Adar, which is strength. And Adar is the month of joy and celebration. It's the month of Purim, the holiday that celebrates salvation of the Jewish people from Haman's plot. So still like salvation is still the theme there, regardless of whichever way you go. With that, as far as the Hebrew day of the week, we're at Yom Shlishi, which is the third day. Are you single and or poly by chance? I am not poly. If I engage in a poly interaction, I'm not going to take you seriously. I'm still waiting for my husband. I'm gonna let you know right now. Uh, this is the third day or Tuesday. On the third day, God gathered the waters and caused dry land to appear, which is Genesis 1 9 to 13. And it is also the day where vegetation began to grow, and it is a day associated with growth and nourishment. This day is considered a day of blessing because it is the only day in creation where two blessings are mentioned, Genesis 1 12 to 13. It symbolizes abundance, growth, and fertility of the earth. Yom Shlishi is Tuesday. This is growth, abundance, and nourishment. In the Hindu calendar, this is Mangalvar, Lord Anuman, and Lord Mars. Lord Anuman, devotee of Lord Rama, also venerate him on this day. The planet is Mars, of course. The monkey god is Lord Anuman, and this is a symbol of strength, devotion, and courage. He is also the remover of obstacles and is associated with physical and mental resilience. Mars, the planet of energy, action, and aggression, aligns with Lord Anuman's qualities. Tuesdays are regarded as special days for offering prayers to Lord Anuman, particularly to seek strength, victory, and removal of obstacles. Devotees also perform Anuman Chalisa recitations or Visit Hanuman temples. It's believed that fasting on Tuesday can bring good fortune and courage. So that's what we're doing there. Um, Vedically, we're still in that Mina energy, which is Pisces, which is ruled by Jupiter. Traits is compassionate, intuitive, artistic, and dreamy. Pisceans are deeply empathetic, creative, and often drawn to spirituality or artistic pursuits. They are sensitive, understanding of others' feelings. Lord Vishnu rules over Meena. This is Matsya, the fish incarnation. Vishnu's Matsya incarnation is directly linked to Pisces, symbolizing spiritual guidance, compassion, and adaptability. Pisces is considered a sign of deep spiritual connection to and intuition, qualities that are embodied by Vishnu's incarnation. Tropically, we're in Mesha, which is Aries, fire, Mars rule. Energetic, courageous, adventurous, and impulsive. Those born under Mesha are often natural leaders who, sorry, who take initiative and enjoy taking risks. And we're here till like April 19th. The ruling deity is Mongol, the god of war. Mars is a powerful, energetic deity associated with courage, aggression, and assertiveness, which aligns with Aries' bold and pioneering nature. Hey, Chris. You're welcome, Smooth. And so that is the Hebrew, Hindu, and Kemetic calendar and other stuff. So getting into the forecast notes. Hold on. I said we are in the season of Peret, which is emergence. We are in the Decan of Isis. We're here to the 31st of March. The goddess of nature, being a team player, honest, sociable, romantic, courageous, and learning. We are in the year of gold when it comes to the alchemist year. This is passionate, interesting, and faithful people, attracting many people, being generous, kind, and having long lasting relationships. Love of luxuries and spending money are keys here, ambition and willpower. In the West African horoscope, we're in the energy of family. This is from March 6th to April 4th. Being human oriented, wanting to help everyone around you, solidarity, empathy, and harmony. Family will always be this native safe haven if you're born in these spaces and time. And then also as a collective, this is like an experience that we have collectively. Um, the Falcon in Native American culture from March 2nd to April 19th. Strength, great observers, never miss out on anything or lose the ability to see everything as a whole. Like I said, it was a falcon. Falcon is in the sky and stuff. Being quick, active, overwhelmingly energetic, bravery, and perseverance. Always having one's way here. As far as the Celtic energy goes, Celtic or Druid, this is Alder, the Alder tree. We're here from March 18th to April 14th. Release, shield of foundation, determination, discrimination, and inner confidence, healing, protecting, peaceful, and passionate. Fire and water. Hmm. The fox. And yeah, being a natural born leader is key here for the Celtic and Druid energy. And then you guys know we're in the energy of the wood snake, and that's fun here. Um, A period of transformation, creativity, wisdom, and unpredictability, flexibility, and diplomacy are keys here. Opportunities amongst the challenges, and practice your physical vitality and passion. You know, this is a solar plexus chakra day, the Manipura, which is the city of jewels, located in the upper abdomen or the middle of your back. Willpower, power, self expression, self esteem, courage, confidence, energy is heavy here. The globe, for those of you guys that like to visualize when you're meditating or doing like frequency healing, you want to imagine a globe in your upper abdomen or your middle back. C note or the vowel sound, ram herling are the cows, yellow 590 to 560 nm wavelength and 528 hertz. um Ogun rules over the solar plexus chakra. The internal side of the solar plexus chakra is Aries. External is Scorpio. They both are in alignment with Herakuhudi, which is the fifth sphere or Sephira of Jabura. And that is the celestial enforcer of the administration, right? And so Jabura is severity. And so that is the horoscope, the chakra of the day, all that fun stuff. So let's get into the planetary hour, y'all. Whew. And then I'm going to read y'all out. It was a long day. It's been a while since I've been up here, little. I get used to it again. This is fun. I missed you guys. I missed you guys so much. Tomorrow, when I come back up here, I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the things that we can be on the lookout for. I do have a full like numerology, astrology forecast for 2025. I don't know if y'all checked that out, but I posted that back in like January-ish. If y'all want to rewind back onto my YouTube page and go back to January, and y'all can check that out and get pregame. But you know, every now and then I'll still go into my notes and look that in and look into that for y'all with y'all, whatever, what have you. All right, but let's chat about it. So today's Tuesday. We're gonna start on the hours of Mars. Mars is about ambition and motivation, the gut that controls the mind. You know, your methodical self, your leadership self, and so Mars right now. Their hours are from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m., 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., and 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mars is sitting over there in Cancer/Gemini energy in the eighth house of transformation, building and destroying occultism and power. So finding the transformations happening in your home and family and your nurturing self and your sense of belonging, as well as your community and communication, and being motivated and having ambition towards those spaces is definitely keys on today in the Mars time. The sun hours are from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., 8 p.m. to, 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., and 10 p.m. to midnight. 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. I don't know what I'm doing. The sun deals with vitality and energy in that one realm. The sun also deals with your experiences and your sense of expression, how you exert yourself, your extroverted self. We know that the sun is over there in Aries Pisces energy. We talked about that heavy throughout the last like 10 days of mathematics we just went over. So you have, the thought process of new beginnings in your experiences, being ambitious and motivated, getting fired up. Please be methodical. And our energy exchanges, we're still having experiences of being what is that, spiritual things coming out from underneath the horizon, especially with these retrogrades in alignment with the Aries Pisces energy too. Seeing people's hidden agendas and motives and all that fun stuff is heavy here. Venus hours are from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. If you guys are over here on the East Coast with me, we just entered our Venusian hour. Not 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., and then 11 p.m. to midnight. We are in our Venusian hours. Venus is all about aesthetics. For my artists out there that like to paint, sculpt, make jewelry, fashion, writers, illustrators, all that fun stuff. These Venusian hours are a great time for you guys, depending on where your Venus is at in your chart. Like my Venus is in Virgo on the natal chart. Progressively, we're in Scorpio. So probably doing some occult shit or, tapped into learning, reading a book, organizing something, cleaning something. Depends on, what card I want to pull. Like I said, I like to ignore my Libra chapter of my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little embarrassed about the shit I put up with when I was in my Libra chapter. So we're not even going to play with those stages. Like, no, I need to heal those stages in my life. Like, it's okay. You were just in your Libra stage. It's okay. But I try not to let her speak too often because she be letting people get away with bullshit in my space. Not like that. But yeah, so that's how you align your Venus with the collective Venus. Because, like I said, Venus is over there sitting in Aries. So, taking initiative on our mindset, taking initiative, taking action, being methodical, new beginnings in that space of what we prioritize, what we value, wealth and love is heavy here on, and designing is heavy here on that Venusian energy. It's sitting over there in the fourth house. So it's in that house of sense of belonging and home and family and emotions and stuff like that. So emotional connections, wanting new beginnings in your emotional connections, whether you're already in a relationship with somebody or you want to create one, and not just like romantic love. Venus deals with multitude of facets of love: friendship love, community love, familial love. Like, you want new beginnings in those spaces, you might feel that, you know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, we're still in that Pisces constellation, so a lot of people's hidden stuff and how they really are is starting to reveal themselves to you for you to want those new beginnings as well. So that's what's happening there. Mercury's hours are from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., and then midnight. Of course, we start Wednesday on a Mercurian hour. Mercury deals with community, communication, learning, your intellectual self, how you listening, how you speaking, traveling is heavy here too. And if you like to trade, engaging into trade is cool here too. Cleaning, organization, scheduling, we love it there, right? Mercury is also in retrograde with Venus and Aries and Pisces. So again, the mindset is kind of slowed down, giving yourself an ability to have that intellectual, realization that, hey, we're not there yet. It's okay. Take your time. I want you to feel ambitious and motivated and da da da, but not impulsive. I want you to think things through without overthinking. Finding a balance here between your solar plexus chakra and your throat chakra, it's definitely big here. And then again, in the energy exchanges, it's still like having those conversations of people revealing themselves to you, or you starting to see people for how they are, or you saying certain things is invoking people to speak on, how they really been moving this whole time. And that's also in the fourth house of sense of belonging, home and family, and emotional senses. The moon's hours are from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., 7 p.m. to 7 p.m. The moon is about your emotional self, your third eye, nurturing, home and family, the matriarchal energy. So tending to your emotions and your home is definitely key during these hours. Aquarius, Capricorn, like I said, the moon is over there in alignment with Pluto right now. So, occultism, transformations, power transformations, hidden truths coming out. Pluto deals with telling secrets. All that is coming to your realization about some different things going on. Having some introspection on power moves and stuff like that is heavier too. The moon is sitting over there in the second house, so what you value, what you prioritize. Please have a balance of your material and spiritual world, because if you don't, you're gonna get that ass tapped on today. So be mindful of that. Saturn's hours are from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., and then 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturn deals with the challenges in your space that give you the strength that you need for your survival of self and to be authority of yourself, or allow other people to be authority over you. It's your world. I don't care. Um, but these are the challenges that come into your space. These are hours to deal with your discipline and your order. Long term planning is key here, and the different things that you want to be prepared for when it comes to challenges, when it comes to your long term planning, right? Um, Saturn is sitting over there in Pisces energy still too, right? Yeah, it's in Pisces. On the tropical, I don't think we've totally entered Pisces on the Vedic level yet. We got a couple more days left. But we're still in that Aquarius energy. So the challenges are happening to that subconscious, things hidden beneath the horizon, in our thought process, how we thinking, people that's been deceitful and stuff like that. But the challenges in the actual happenings is happening towards society. Now, in a couple days or so, when Saturn enters that Pisces constellation, then in the happenings, it'll definitely start being like in your face, like challenges happening to the deceitful and the people hiding things, and more is going to be stuff. It's going to be a telenovela out here. You hear me? It's going to be more like, oh, what the fuck? Information coming out, revealing, people that's been, walking around in wolf clothing and stuff like that. So, um, Saturn is bringing the challenges to the matriarchal energy, our emotional connections to some of the deception that's been going on. Because it's difficult to try to talk logic into somebody who is emotionally connected to the deceit, whether it's that nigga, that girl, that family member, that job. You know what I'm saying? That landlord that they think is so nice to them, that landlord is not nice to you. They do not give a fuck about you. Yeah, they just let you slide a couple times, and in reality, they really sliding on your ass in your pockets. You know what I'm saying? That government, you think that because that government did a couple things for you that helped a little bit, now all of a sudden that's your friend. That ain't your friend, okay? Stuff like that. That's where the challenge is, right? You got the popcorn because I like to eat. Hey, Ra. Um, what are you asking me about the 24? But that's all that for that there. You know what I'm saying? That's where the challenges are going towards home and family and your spirit, your emotional self. Um, Jupiter's hours are from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., and then 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Jupiter also deals with long term planning, but Jupiter is more like expansion and getting your wisdom and that aspect of things. Jupiter deals with your optimistic self, right? So while Saturn is like, these are things that can go wrong, and Jupiter is like, yeah, but this is what we can learn from it, and this is how we're going to exercise some of our knowledge into wisdom, da da da. And so, Jupiter is our utopia creator. You know what I'm saying? Jupiter just likes to give and be in creative mode. And this is also where you get your wisdom from the Oracle and Sages. So it's a good hour to do long-term business planning in relation to your spiritual wisdom and um, creating that life that you want to create. Jupiter is sitting over there in Gemini energy and community and communication. Is dealing more so with your interpersonal relationships and justice, as Jupiter is sitting in the seventh house right now of interpersonal relationships, the Libra house of justice. Honestly, I don't know. Whenever I think about Jupiter and Gemini, I think about Trump. I ain't gonna hold you, because that man is a businessman. He's just over here expanding his business and American realms. And I'm saying this out of 222 hours. So what the fuck? And he's over there in that seventh house with people and people's seventh house right now. And so he might do some crazy shit today, especially with the Moon and Pluto in alignment. Who knows what the justice system is going to do today? I don't know which one is worse. Tyler Perry's The Oval or the Oval that we're actually fucking watching on C-SPAN. Close runner up. Again, like I told you, I just got done binge watching the shit out of that show, so I'm a little. It's gonna be a lot of references. Y'all ready? um, but that's what I have for the planetary or hour. The energy for today is surrender. We're dealing with passion flower today. Surrender. And you're going to focus on your Neptune placement and your moon placement, how they align, how they interact. Neptune deals with your Akashic records, things hidden beneath the horizon. If you're the deceiver, it's how you create illusions and delusions for yourself, whether they're positive or negative. It's up to you. I like to create positive delusions for myself. I love to live in my delusions. It's fun here. But this is your dreamy like self and having your intuition and your emotional connection to your dreamy like self. Again, like I was telling you before, like some people are very emotionally connected to the delusions that were given to them. So today might be a crazy day of transformation with that Moon and Pluto together. You know what I'm saying? But learning to surrender to spirit, learning to surrender to some of the things hidden beneath the horizon, learning to surrender to your emotions and your spirit. We live in a society that's like, get out of your feelings, da da da. But your feelings are actually like your main antenna. And that's the one thing that can't be controlled. Your thoughts, your intellect, all that shit could be controlled, but your feelings cannot. Like, you got to go to work every day, but you don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? You feel like something is wrong. You still feel depressed. You still feel anxious because you can't train yourself out of your feelings. You can only just say, well, I got to do it anyway. I got to do it anyway. I got to do it anyway. But your feelings is telling you that something is wrong. Your feelings are telling you this isn't right. This isn't whatever, that, and third, whatever. But y'all like to ignore y'all feelings. You guys have been trained to ignore how you feel. Respect. Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's what it is. And as this, reverse Two of Cups, there's an imbalance here between the masculine and feminine side of self. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to your connection with your emotions. So some of y'all that's listening right now, y'all not doing well with that Moon and Neptune connection. I'm gonna need y'all to do better. I did get the upright sun card. So while we're not really fully connected with our moon, our introverted self, our introspection, and that's our comfort self, you guys are doing well with how you exert yourself, how you express yourself in your space. But we want a better balance with your spiritual self and your emotional self. Basically, what I just said, like, you think things or whatever, but you're not allowing your thoughts to be connected to your emotional self. Allow, like, once you start allowing ease for your emotional self, everything's going to come into play. Will it be easy? No, but neither is what you're doing. And you're making yourself sick while you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I either way, like somebody had this quote and it was like, the way the economy is set up, you might as well just follow your dreams. Like, I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's really about money. Gotta get the bag, gotta get the bag. Like I get it, I get it. You guys evolve, that's your God. And I know when I say that, it triggers people, but that is your God. Because you're willing to ignore your God inside of you, your intuition, your this, your that, to chase something regardless how it makes you feel. Yeah, that's your God. Your that is idolatry, okay? And it is what it is. But if you follow your internal self, if you follow your emotions and all those things like that, you can still struggle. You know what I'm saying? But at least be happy while you're struggling. You know what I'm saying? At least, like, have a little less dis-ease while you're struggling. You don't have like cancers and ulcers and fibroids and shit from you suffocating yourself, suffocating your energy. Because your energy is way bigger than your body, right? Your body is like a little blip. Your body is the 1%. You know what I'm saying? We talk about this 1%, this mysterious community of 1% having like 99% of the wealth. Yeah, that's your body. Your body is the 1%, and you're giving it 99% of the wealth, but it really it's not. It's just the 1%. This is the blip. Your spirit is way bigger than this. That's why people say you're in control of your reality, because your aura literally is your reality. You know what I'm saying? But if you're letting this 1% have all the say so, and this 1% is trained, this 1% is enslaved and indoctrinated, this 1% ignores its emotions, this 1% comes from a space of scarcity and all that shit, then yeah, you're giving it too much control over this entire vortex. Like, your aura goes throughout like a tri-city area. You know what I'm saying? And you're giving all 99% of that wealth to this little blip, this physical body. And again, if that's what you want to do, that's your reality. Cool, embrace it. Don't, do what you want. But I'm letting you know how it is. Um, Having a connection between that auric body and your physical body is kind of like your aura. Like right now, with their energy going into Aries or whatever on the tropical and the draconic chart, so it's already experiencing those new beginnings. It's already going through doors. It's like you're imagining it in your mind, right? Like, oh my God, I got this new job, I got this new house, I got this new boo, I got this new hairdo, I got, all these new things, and it makes me feel good and I love it here. And then your body is like, no, we're gonna stay at this job, we're gonna stay in this apartment, we're gonna stay da 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 da. You're repressing yourself. You're repressing yourself from doing going in those places that your aura is already creating for you. Your aura already opened those doors and shook those hands and da da da. And you're just like, no, you're just giving all the wealth to this physical body right here and right now. Like, no, 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 because you're scared. You're scared of walking into those new spaces because you think you don't know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, like, people fear the unknown. Okay, cool. But while you're doing that, you're suppressing your energy, and that's how you get the cancers. It's kind of like holding a water hose. You're backing the momentum, and then you're not just affecting yourself, you're affecting other people too that are waiting for you to walk into those rooms so that they can be affected, so that they can meet you, so they can get your energy, so they can give you energy. 'Cause, like, it's not just you're affecting when you suppress yourself that way. um so that's my ones and twos on that. Some have bags of money but full of poverty. Right, right. And that's definitely where like the different tumors come from you guys, like backing yourselves up. Like, everything is supposed to flow, like veins, like blood through veins and arteries, like oxygen through it all. That's how everything is supposed to flow. We've demonized maritime law, but maritime law is supposed to help give you a sense of what the within and without is about, what the above and below is about. But we've gotten so accustomed to demonizing everything, negative this and negative that, that we forget how to look at things from a multifaceted point of view. Everything here is multifaceted. Feelings are supposed to flow. They're supposed to flow, but if we're holding on to them and then we're not allowing ourselves to feel them and express them because society this and that and da da da. We're not doing them a service. People be suppressing their feelings instead of allowing them to flow in and out. But that's that there. Some of you guys aren't doing it. I want y'all to work on that, especially because today is a day of seven. So work on that balance. Connect with your moon and Neptune. What parts of self to focus on while you're doing that? You're going to focus on your understanding, your Bina, which is the not how you exercise your knowledge into your wisdom. And Bina comes into the sense of understanding. Like in conclusion, my statistical analysis from exercising my knowledge into my wisdom. This is where I'm at with it. Mars in Capricorn. So your solar plexus chakra, dealing with those challenges that come to your solar plexus chakra. What do you need in your space to be confident and courageous about what you got going on? Who's in charge of your solar plexus chakra? Like whose authority? Are you in charge of your solar plexus chakra? Well, let's talk about it. Are you trying to control yourself, or are you trying to control other things around you? Are you trying to control how you experience things, or are you just trying to control yourself? Because you can't control your experience and everything, you know what I'm saying? Because then I would be like, oh, I'm trying to control you, so that my experience can align up to exactly how I want it to be. And that's not how it's going to be. Allow yourself to have experiences. Just how your emotions are supposed to flow, you're supposed to flow too. You're a flowing being. You're majority water. Why aren't you flowing? Because society told you not to, right? Society told you you're supposed to do the same shit every day, Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday you're supposed to pretend like you resting or having a good time. It's not how this works. It's not how you're supposed to be working. It's not. It's not. Hate to break it to you guys, but the society is what's making y'all sick. It's not normal. It's not natural. How about that? It could be normal if you want it to be normal, but it's not natural. It's not how things naturally supposed to be. Be like water, exactly. Be like water, and not just with when people playing in your face. Be like water in your experiences. Be like water in your indulgences. It's okay to say, I just want to experience this for the moment. I might not want to experience this tomorrow. I might not want to experience this a month from now. Listen, when y'all look at my resume, when I go to places, first of all, I don't like jobs. I don't do jobs for real, for real. I ain't gonna hold y'all. But when I used to do jobs like crazy like that, and people used to look at my resume and be like, why you got so many jobs? Like, you got a lot of jobs up here. And I was like, yeah, because if I don't like it, I'm leaving. Doesn't mean I'm not going to put it up there though. That's an experience I had. I was there. I had the experience. I learned how to do that shit. It's up there. I'm not ashamed. They can't keep me. If I You can't keep somebody that don't want to be kept. I don't want to be kept by no employer. I don't want to be kept by no company. It's been jobs that I walked in and walked out in the same shift. Like, oh, that's how y'all do stuff. That's crazy. Well, smooth the fuck out. I don't care. I'm not saying that y'all don't have God gotta be like me. Some of you guys find joy in that routine and stuff like that. I'm Listen, whatever you're cool and comfortable with. But if you're not cool and comfortable with it, be honest with yourself. Take the fucking mask off. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all I'm saying. Sovereign mind. Yeah. I never like being told what to do. Ask my parents. I never like being told what to do. Never worked for me. But yeah, Mars and Capricorn, these challenges coming to your solar plexus chakra is reminding you like who's in your authority. So you was never employee of the month. No, I was never nowhere long enough. I think I had two jobs. Maybe I had three jobs for almost a year. I don't think I've ever had a job for longer than a year. I might have quit like after like 11 months or something, but I've never had nothing for like a year. I ain't gonna hold you. Um, and then the other part of yourself to focus on is your throat chakra, isolation space. Um, you know, so what this is, you got to go inward. You know what I'm saying? You got to go inward, communication inward. Some of you guys do have to go in isolation. You realize maybe you're, hey, Godson, hey, Johnny, hey, Mr. Payne. You might realize your interpersonal relationships with other people, places, things, situations outside of yourself, is a little turmoil. And that's probably because you got to go inward with your, communication and, how you're talking and stuff like that. So for some of you guys, isolating yourself, it could be a key here, but You definitely want to have some internal conversations. Again, come back to your Neptune and your moon. Unfair treatment, again, interpersonal relationships. This is the day of seven. So seven deals with those one-on-one relationships. I know some of them, um, they're imbalanced, right? The words is not being the bonds. You know what I'm saying? The contracts is a little off. You're not giving me what I'm giving you. You know what I'm saying? You're breadcrumbing me. You're love bombing me. You're, telling me I'm gonna pay you back. I got you on this. I got you on that, and you're not doing that. And we need to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Mr. Nobody. All those different kind of things like that. It's okay to have those conversations, but sometimes, before you have the conversation going outward, be mindful, coming off with this kind of energy. You might want to have those conversations inward first. You know what I'm saying? Talk to yourself. Like, what's going on with me that's making this, energy go on? You know what I'm saying? How it's been going on? Why am I even interpreting this like this? Is this a solar plexus chakra situation? Am I trying to control, the situation outside of myself instead of controlling me and what I want, and who I am? You know what I'm saying? Certain things like that. Thank you, Mr. Nobody. I appreciate that. Have those kind of conversations with yourself first. And then, like, as you gotta, it'll help you in your realms of communication with speaking to the energy, whether it's personified or towards an event or a contract or a bond or something that you have going on. You're speaking to it either directly communication or in your body language or in how you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? Today's a day of 2 and 5. You're going to find balance and harmony with that solar plexus chakra. That Mars and Capricorn challenges come into that solar plexus chakra. People revealing themselves. Talk to you about that heavy already with the Sun and Mercury and Venus spaces. Um, excuse me. Your thoughts are on your solar plexus chakra while people are revealing themselves and what they have hidden, and you're starting to be able to see that and be more sensitive towards it and stuff like that. You can speak to it or you can act around it. It's up to you. And so that's what I got for you today, my cosmic nobodies. I want y'all to pay attention to your interpersonal relationships. Again, don't forget to align your Neptune and your moon together, especially while the moon is over here next to Pluto, ruling over hanging around in the root chakra together, creating those transformations and insights over that sense of authority and stuff like that. And that's fun. If you guys would like a personal reading, somebody who needs one, tell them to reach out. I'm here. I do tarot spreads. I do numerology, gematria, which is taking the letters in your name. If you want synastry readings, you think about traveling. I do astrocartography, or I can align you with the birth chart reading of the town you're in, or thinking about going to, or vacationing to. Any type of business moves you're trying to make, I can align you in your numbers and your stars. It is what it is. I do a lot of different. It's a lot of different ways and different readings and reasons to read your charts. I gotta get better with my content. I'm gonna get there. In fact, I'll probably play around with that tonight. As far as like scheduling my stuff out and stuff like that. But that's what I got for you today. I enjoyed you guys. I missed you guys so much. I haven't been up here in like 2 weeks. That's crazy. Well, no, like 10 days. I won't exaggerate too hard. But I'm great. I'm glad you guys came up and y'all joined me and y'all aligned with me. Y'all didn't forget about me. That makes me feel so good. That makes me feel so good. I have some great things coming up musically and um, with my services, and you know, we love it here. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Happy Tuesday, you guys. Peace, peace, everybody.